Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin.
Done very little.
Hello, people. Hello. There's a
Very
Jerry.
lazy.
Welcome, Orinoco. Demon's Hub, Dutch. Ewok Kebab.
Kebab. I will fucking cut you.
Explain to the audience, please, why does the Mr. Kebab need cutting?
Oh, he just fucking deserves it. He suggested things would be done in ones and zeros.
No.
I won't even cut you. I'll just take bricks and pliers to you. Fuck.
Oh God, that again. Hello, Jill. No, not cheap viewers buying. You can go and drop dead. Hello, Dr. Diggins-Zorg. I'm too pretty to die.
Yeah, well, we know how that worked in Serenity Valley, mate.
Yeah. So, refreshment of the day is a ice cold Kilkenny. At
Kilkenny.
28 degrees in this fucking room.
28 degrees. Well, that's outrageous. Hipster Hitler says that's outrageous. Don't you, Hipster Hitler?
Somebody mushed very interesting pictures.
It's Hipster Hitler.
Hello, Crispin.
He collects vinyls.
He's the one who got allowed into the art studies.
Yeah. It's like that. Oh. Guy who gets really annoyed at having to study Hitler in his art history class and invents a time machine and goes back and makes sure he never gets into art school so he doesn't have to put up with it in the future.
So basically we're having a time loop now.
Yeah.
like the professor that comes out of the time machine says, I made it, I killed Hitler. You did what? Who?
Good times. Hola, Crispin.
Yes. Seeing your can, have you kept any of the Tonka, or is Tonka all gone?
Tonka's gone.
Oh.
Tonka had 3 marvelous days.
In the sun.
Not in the sun. I don't go in the sun. They just had 3 marvelous days. Well, then I drank it all.
Was to be expected.
Well, you're right there. Fish bite hooks. I drink Tonka.
Has your workload calmed down a bit, or you're still on?
No, fucking no. Worms.
Cut you.
Worms. I had one day to bring that home, learn the rules, and paint the whole set of worms and all the little shit to then film the next day.
That's a lot of stuff.
So that was worms out of the way. And now we're doing something for something else from.
So many untalkable things.
Yeah, well, you know, they would be untalkable if people actually watch this, but since nobody watches this, Bolt Action 3. Fuck load to do for Bolt Action 3. And then obviously Business Daddy's Armored Clash.
Armored Clash, yeah.
Which has got nothing to do with Clash of Spears, I've been told. So, shame. Got load to do for that. And then Infinity, it's getting a new edition. So Carlos is coming over to film that. And in between all of those, I'd already arranged for Jack, the lazy forger, to come over to do some stuff for Full Spectrum Dominance. So he's going to be here in 3 weeks.
That sounds like a very tightly scripted plan.
Oh, it's good. We're fine up till October. I'm hoping to have my first holidays in November.
Jeeps.
Assuming nothing gets added to the fucking schedule in November. For fuck's sake. That is my plan.
Yeah. He is hoping everything goes as planned.
Oh, I don't even have time for circle jerk, Crispin. It's terrible. Just no. It's not even getting it. It's terrible. It's outrageous. It's an outrage. An outrage, as Tony Harrison would say.
So I'm guessing you didn't get any hobby done. Have you at least now had some time to bask in the glory of multi-award winning Moonstone miniatures?
You mean this box here that's still resolutely shut?
Mm. That answers that question.
Oh, no.
Oh, Jill, don't ask
No.
that question.
We
Don't
did
go there.
Oh.
Well, Ben is doing the news. That's.
Oh, well, yeah. Ben's in another country. He actually works.
I'm guessing Lloyd is doing the intros.
Oh, Lloyd. Lloyd has less time than I do because most of Lloyd's day seems to be taken up with trying to run fucking War Cradle / Wayland.
Has he built Rome yet?
No, it hasn't been anywhere near Rome. It's still sitting there. There's been as much work on Rome as there's been on my Moonstone or my Indians. I got so many fucking Indians.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it on the weekend. I think.
Got a ton of Indians. I've been near those, and then I got what are you? You what I got? When did I get you? No, that's Crusaders. Well, I didn't realize they were there. You? So many boxes from fucking Westphalia in here. It's not funny. I thought I'd put them all away. Yeah, I got the Elven Kickstarter yesterday. It's got a pig man. There's a elf.
Hello, Mr. Nick. No, that's not a BG in the background. I'm not going to repeat the words.
No, it's hipster Hitler. Look how happy he is. It's got little fox people. Oh, I have no idea why I bought that. Why do I? Why? Just why?
Because Westphalia.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, what the fuck am I going to do with them? I'll find use for them somewhere. I feel Forbidden Sam is going to get a lot of stuff at some point. I'll put you there. So that's good. I did find the flats though. The Fallschirmjäger and American Airborne that I was talking about on Sunday. So they were under the Smirnoff bottle.
That would have been appropriate for Russian forces, I think.
Oh, don't worry, it's not actually Smirnoff. See, it says on top and everything.
Yes.
Resin pools and flat pack World War II. There's a teddy man.
Oh, I'm pretty sure, Nick, if Jerry had a log cabin in his garden, it would still need a lot more space.
Seriously thinking about just getting rid of all the 40k shite I've got in the roof loft. Either off to a good home or into the bin. Yeah.
Oh, don't bin him. Don't bin them.
It's okay. It's only 40k. It's not like real things. It's actually be used by anyone.
People will be upset.
Yeah, but again, only 40k players, and they're not real people. So, and they can't use any of it these days anyway. Games Workshop won't let them.
Well, that's true. But you could use them for other games like the Starry Graves or 5 Parsecs from Home. 7TV. Play a game of people playing 40k. You could use Primaris Marines as the players and the 2nd edition Marines as Marines.
That would require me to have Primaris, and I would never do that.
Oh, well, I'm sure John or Ben would lend you some.
What makes you think any of them are base dark?
Or even assembled.
Yep. I mean, some of them are. Well, some of them are one piece, so practically assembled.
You could do a sequel to that video where that guy burned his elf army after they
Dark Elf,
killed the old
the old
world.
world. Yep.
Do a second a sequel to it, burning the 40k
Just hose them down.
while wearing your old GW shirt.
Oh, my GW management shirt. Just have it filmed so that you can't see my face and let everybody wonder who the fuck is burning that stuff.
Yes. Just stomp on them.
Good times.
Any old Blood Bowl up in that roof space of treasures? Potentially, I would guess.
There's a lead orc team and a Skaven team. Technically, I have a dark elf team as well. So those definitely exist somewhere. And then beyond that, there were others? What?
The roof space of
I had a Norse team.
what's it called again? Schrödinger. Schrödinger's roof space. The army exists or doesn't.
In face space, yes. It's like that. So yeah. Good times.
So for
have to kill
people who
everyone.
haven't been with us for a long time, I think we can show them how this show usually works by looking
Yes.
at other people's project and be totally cunts about it.
Yep, let me just check. I don't think there's any football on tonight.
All swept away by heat and thunderstorm.
Well, yeah, that it's a Tuesday, so too early in the season for there to be any decent football.
Yeah, that having said that, there is actually thunderstorms going out on outside at our place. So if internet cuts out, apologies.
That happens more often than you think, Demon. I have to say.
You're crawling on your loft and discovering things. Oh, where did this come from?
Yep, not just loft, even opening the cupboard behind me.
Well, that's worse.
Piece of candy. Anyway.
Yes. An L space, but for hobby.
Yes, very much so.
But then we need a librarian.
Ook.
Ook, indeed. Halflings of War by Ook Lip. How very fitting.
Ook Lip. Well, we looked at these a little while ago. I think we even give them a bad part of ding dings.
Never give people gold buttons. They stop doing things after they got their gold buttons.
Well, thankfully, I don't think he's noticed. That's the main thing. However, subsequent to that, he has raked out a couple of new regiments. So there are wild runners, and everybody loves wild runners, particularly if you're running them in the formation. So for people who are unaware, you can get special formations for Kings of War armies, where you get a buff or a bonus for certain units for taking them in a specific way. In this case, 2 wild runner troops gain good cooking, which means if they're within 6 inches of a friendly core unit with gastromancy, the unit is considered fearless and elite.
Because of the good food?
Yes. So all of a sudden, having a block of gastromantic spearmen in the middle, hence their little oven, which they're cooking on, because they're now gastromancy, means that the 2 troops of wild runners with rifles can sit beside them and just take shots at people as they come close, and then either run off or charge, depending how you're feeling. It makes it an interesting little combined arms group. Sometimes with the formations, they tend to be more focused, all attack in melee or all firing range weapons. This one is a bit of both, which makes sense because if you're buying halflings, you get them in a mix of infantry and cavalry in the box. So it allows you to by and field, I think, an ambush force like that. I love his fantasy grass and rocks with fungi.
Yeah, the basing is very out of this world.
Yeah, cracking.
Something completely different.
Very much like that, Zord. My armies are being... Fuck me. My armies are being examined by top men. Top
So
men.
you're having a child somewhere in your attic that's creating up everything and using little spray cans.
Yes. Oh no, wouldn't let a child fucking prime my stuff. They can look at it. I wouldn't even let them assemble it.
No, they
They
just
mold lines and stuff on
they
it. It's
they
fucking
just
horrendous.
add the writing to the crate
Oh,
via the
that's
meme
okay.
of.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, they do that. So yes, nice to see that the King's War Force is continuing.
And he's even got battle reports of kinds in there.
He does have his army listed, and there is a little, I wouldn't say a full-on battle report, but there's definitely a we played a game.
Impressions.
Here's how it went for me. Oh my god, it was horrible. It hurt so much. They scream. Look, what's that they're on? Is it a hill?
Could
I
be.
wouldn't know. There aren't any hills in the fucking studio.
Why not?
Because they tidied them all away. Created up every hill we had. How difficult it is to run a fucking game when you've got no hills. Brought hills from my house, for fuck's sake. Look at them. Look at the
Jousting.
joggers. Heavy cavalry, or because they're halflings, medium cavalry. You know, they're
There's
trying.
more planning in his basing than I'd ever do.
Yeah, but you're basing like a man. You're not having to base 20 men or 10 men in an oven.
That is true, especially not an oven.
Got to leave room for the oven. Otherwise, how are you going to cook your bread and pizzas? The Callistra Hills hex ones? Yeah. No, neoprene mats are shit, mate. If I was bringing my own mats up from the house, because I've got a ton of cigar box mats, I could stick stuff under those. But neoprene mats are just the worst. And as I've discovered, they don't live particularly long.
Don't they?
Well, how long's Beast of War been going?
I don't know.
Let's say 15 years. And I'm going to say they didn't have those mats from day one, but there's quite a lot of mats up there that the neoprene has dried out and cracked, so it's become like solid, so it no longer rolls up, and all the neoprene comes off the back, just leaving the fabric bit behind.
Oh, that's a shame.
So neoprene does not have longevity.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to check on my X-wing mat then, because that's coming up to 10 years now, minimum.
Oh, vac formed hills from Callistra. I can't remember seeing those. I must have seen them because I've been on the Callistra website a lot over the years. Yeah. Every now and again, I just go in and go, show me all your hex stuff. And then I look at it and go, oh, I fucking want that so much.
And then you see the prices and remember there's a mortgage.
Nothing to do with that. Just don't have the room to deploy a full thing at the moment. But yeah. You've seen it with wetsuits as well. Crumbly wetsuits. £17 for that. Yeah. Now, to be fair, I have tons of hills, so I don't feel the need to replace any of mine. Or they have tons of hills in the studio. If they would just bring some of them fucking in from wherever they've hidden them. Yeah. Hex stuff is great. Did you see the guy did a Kickstarter a couple of years ago for the Hex jig system, where essentially you're being sold a set of wooden jigs and templates to make your own hexes.
Mhm.
All you required was the foam of your choice and a hot wire cutter, but you were able to then cut hexes, half hexes, um, double layered stuff, so you could go up to do hills and things like that with slopes on them and all sorts. It's a really nice system. It was essentially just a lot of wooden MDF jigs with like massive fuck off bolts that went through from side to side through your polystyrene to secure them, which means you have a bit of filling to do afterwards, but still very good.
So a bit like what Shifting Lens is doing with his MDF tools for the hot wire cutter.
Yes, like that. The way you pay the import, well, you know, same as anything. You got to import them from somewhere. You have to do that, or you have to import the neoprene stuff from wherever. You could get Geek Villain stuff, which is adequate by all accounts. I've not seen the most recent iteration. I know if I had a choice between the two, it would be cigar box every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Um, but
That's an
it's not.
American company, isn't it?
Yes. That is true.
Make your own hexes. All you need are 60 degrees. Well, then I'm halfway there.
You're living on a prayer? Why am I a squirrel? Obviously.
And why didn't anybody notice until now?
Obviously, I mean, you know, makes sense in many respects.
Well, there you are. There you go. Of course I ignore you lot. I can't read you. And also I'm just sweating balls here. I need to call my wife later to scrape me off this chair. I will not be able to stand up by
Paid
myself.
£90. Oh, you've all been getting ripped off, lads. Because I've got 6 cigar box battle mats. I've never paid that much in importer shipping. Your mistake was not getting them whenever I did. That was your mistake.
3 mats at a time, £95. Well, they are potentially worth it. And Crispin never paid for betting. Okay. Shall we move on?
Yes. Just remembered I can do this. I don't even have to get up or anything. Oh, very clever of me. Pete.
So, he's showing off his car, or rather the car of his wife, Mr. Pete Kaput.
Yes.
And he's going not Baron's War for the occasion. He's doing weird Games Workshop stuff.
Yes. Age of Ship Bar.
But why?
Hey, you know, I've no good answer for that. So we just have to move on with it. But he's been hammering out a rake of, let's call it fantasy stuff for Age of Ship Bar. Starting with the Fun Dead side of things.
Fantastic bed sheets and where they're floating.
That's the ones. So, Night Haunts. And he has, I mean, really battered these out as far as speed goes.
Maybe he has employed some methods from Tuffy.
I assume Tuffy just punches children from the school, makes them do things.
That would explain a lot.
Bam!
You sit here, you paint my minis, you get home when you're done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe he hides Tuffy in the basement.
It's the way to do it.
Tuffy's getting Royal Mail to paint.
Got to give him something to do. Well, that's true. You know what they say? Kids yearn for the mines. Take them out of the mines, and what they do all day now, play Minecraft. They just yearn for those mines. Anyway,
Yeah, and
getting
his
distracted.
background miniatures slash statues are looking very nicely too.
It's not just that. He's gone for his fancy background from the big book of backgrounds, and then combined it with some lighting. So he's playing around with a couple of different lighting types. I still think the red and green one is the best. Some people said no. They were wrong, obviously.
You're
'Cause
talking about this one.
yes. I mean, how much more sinister does that look?
Yeah. Well, I think it depends on what you're aiming for. Are you trying to display the miniature, or are you trying to
Sinister.
catch a mood?
Oh, clearly not display the miniature because they're already pictures of the miniatures without the lighting. Whereas
That is true.
This is a mood. Very much a mood.
It's a nude point. Ugh.
Yes. They're very creepy.
Oh, very brittly looking spirit hosts.
It's an interesting question. I don't know if you got the A3 version. I mean,
Judging by the scale of the miniatures, I'd say potentially not, because it's a very small frame.
there is a big fuck off group picture later on.
Then I might stand corrected.
Although I think that might be the box that they came in or something. So you'll see it later on when he gets down there. So he's been doing the undead like nobody's business. I thought this was
He missed painting the background in this one.
mispainting or what? Oh.
He didn't paint the cemetery gates.
Yep. He hasn't missed it. He just hasn't done it yet.
Okay.
Is anybody who's seen his most recent post in the House of Water, #BestHouse? He's just working on a ton of terrain at the moment. It may be in there. I wasn't really paying attention. There were some very tall things.
Very tall.
Yeah, very tall things. And he was experimenting with crackle spray paint. Yeah.
I think you were talking about this big picture, and I think that's just the board that comes with the game.
Sure, could
The
be.
box.
Don't know.
He discovered an old Commissariat mini.
Yes. The original. Good old 3rd edition Yarrick. With his delightful clipper. His big pincher. Crashing faces.
Yarrick, I hardly knew thee.
That's him. God bless him. And all who sail in him. But it's nice seeing, obviously, off the back of Skaven Tide, an entire blog so far that contains no Skaven or indeed Sigmarines. Instead, it's nothing but undead. Undead as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, it's a weird flex. Well, but yeah, his hobby. He's allowed to do that, I think.
He's just blue balling people. That's what he's doing. What's he Skaven doing? Yeah. Not today, you won't, you bitches.
And at some point, he's going to reveal the Skaven have been hiding in the background all the time. We just didn't see them. No, Dark Landing, and I don't think the Merc came free with the box set.
I mean, you know, one of these things is overpriced for posers.
You're a naughty man.
Am I though?
Well, technically speaking, yes. But you're not wrong, that's the problem with it.
No. I'm a terrible bastard in that respect. Terrible bastard.
Hello, Radagast. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a palate cleanser for him after being with all the Rome and Baron's War he did.
Mm-hmm.
Just to have something different. And actually, something people can't nag about him about having painted the wrong colors on the buttons.
Of course they will. Why would they not?
But it's fantasy. How do you know what is correct?
'Cause we've all seen geists and stuff before. We all know. You know, I know, we all know. None
Well,
of them go around with
speak
blue,
for
white bed
yourself.
sheets. It's not how it works. That's why we went with the green and red thing to keep people on balance so they can't really pick out what colour it is.
It is green, red. No, colorblind.
It's like Scooby-Doo ghosts. They're all sort of minty green.
Ripping
Bang,
off people's faces.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yes, let's see how this ventures on. What's your bet? Will he do the contents of the box next, so Skaven or Sigma Rights, or will he do something completely different?
I think I'm going to bet that he's going to do Sigmarines next.
So he
And I'm going to go further. I'm going to bet probably some sort of teal armor with maybe a cream-colored robe.
So
I think that's what he's going to do.
I'm guessing he has shown off stuff.
No,
on the
you said would bet.
Oh,
I'm betting.
okay.
That's what I'm going to bet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Wanker.
#.
No, Radagast, you haven't. Just a bit of halflings and Pete's funded from the age of Sigmar. So, who are we going to harass next?
We will harass this man here. I've
Greystoke.
seen messages, Radagast. I thought I'd replied to your messages on Base of War as well.
Conquest of Kings. Never heard of that game. Is it any good?
I don't know. You've got me. Anyway.
Has anybody painted anything for it?
Yeah. Mostly me. John's painted some though.
I do like the choice of color for the wings or plumage or whatever you want to call it on the helmet.
Beautiful plumage.
See how fancy I am. I'm Sir Kniggett Fancy Pants.
Doesn't matter about the plumage. The centurion is dead.
That makes him even more fancier.
So, it's been a bit of a, I wouldn't say stalling, although I'm sure Hazy Boy would, but the plans to get the Old Dominion have slowed somewhat. But every now and again, he gets a chance to get back at it and does some stunning work. Obviously, the Optios are handy because you've got to keep your ranks dressed. We all know that. Everybody talks about the Centurion. Nobody talks about the Optio. It's damn crying shame.
Well, he seems to be on route more or less with his list.
Let's say yes, except obviously some of these things were being done in July and still aren't finished. So,
what's finished? Where's the definition? Who's going to say what's finished?
well, the fact that they're not fully painted, based, and on the table would lead me to believe they're not finished. So I'm going to say that that's my definition. Has he put them on the table yet? I don't think he has. I do love the color scheme that he's put together with these, especially from the metallics upwards.
Yeah,
it's covered in sticky stuff.
It's something different for sure. I love the use of verdigris he did.
Yeah.
I feel besides the Centurion with the hole in the tummy, they don't really look like undead. More like just we have poorly maintained armor.
Could be. Some of them have replaced bits of themselves with statuary.
That's just temporary. 'Tis but a flesh wound.
I don't think the flesh is growing back. If you've had to take a bit of a statue and put half of that in place of your head, I don't think your head is growing back to fill that. That's there for good.
I'm not sure a head is growing back
Jump, 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 jump,
at
jump.
any point. Hello, Jabby Scots.
Bribing Vikings. Oh, you're doing the V&V stuff. I refuse to buy V&V Vikings.
Why is that?
I don't need any more fucking Vikings.
I
See how
know.
good this camera is.
He's gone. We lost a Jerry.
It's a bit random, isn't it?
It is. That's Skype for you.
Oh, that's because I was shining a massive light directly into the camera. I wanted to see whether I would explode. But it did nothing. It's very annoying. Got the Saxons ordered. Not ordering those either. Can't make, mate. There's the old mould grain. Alas, no longer with us. Actually, that's not true. You still can get the mould. You can get the mould and the rust. You can't get the snow, and you can only get one of the verdigris. So,
And another product that has been taken off the shelves for reasons.
nobody was buying it, was the reason.
Mm.
So,
Well, that's surely a valid reason then.
yep. It's a shame. It's a great product. I just don't think a lot of people knew about it. I don't think people realize that you can still get it via the other company. So,
Yeah, the
bottle
bottle looks
old school.
proper old school.
It's not that
just
old
like
school.
the box of paints that Pete has discovered.
There are companies still selling P3 come in tubs like that. There's nothing old school about that. If by old school you mean quality, then
It
yes,
has been
there's
around for
quality.
some time, which is, I guess, the definition of quality. Things that are around a long time and don't get changed.
Don't need to.
Don't change things that work.
Yep. Do you hear that? GW, you bastards.
I'm pretty sure somewhere deep down in the cellar at Games Workshop there is somebody hearing that and screaming at the top of the lungs, but then there are shareholders saying, no, we need to make new product and get new sales and all the things.
Who was it? Must have been Rick Priestley. Although it might not have been. Somebody was discussing when the senior management from the likes of Boots and stuff like that came in and started making the decisions as to what they should be making and selling. And one of them was going through the sales figures and went, War Master Heroes, you don't sell many of those, stop making them. Rick Priestley's going, if you don't sell any of those, then you can't sell any of the rest of them because people can't play the game. The reason we don't sell many is you don't need many, but you do need them.
Yeah, it's always baffling to me that people that are in charge of certain companies trying to figure out what sells and what not and have no clue on what they're actually selling.
As Markwell says, I don't know why our customers buy our stuff. And he was this chairman, the CEO of Games Workshop for about 8 years.
Yeah. Shall we move on?
It was hilarious. Hilarious.
Take me to your leader of monies.
No. So, squats. But these aren't your regular squats. These are fantasy squats.
Oh, Tiny Squads. Axe and Oath by Mini Giant. Unfamiliar name, but I'll allow it.
So, the plan is to do a full dwarf army. However, all slayers. Even things that shouldn't be slayers are being converted to be slayers.
To slay all the things.
Yeah. There's even a cursed. Yes, there you go. His name's not Ballbag, but it's not far off it. Ballcrag Grimgorson, the cursed slayer. It's like the cursed company, except she's a little slayer.
I'm trying to think. What's the exploited? That's the one. That just looks like the logo of the exploited.
I don't know him.
It's a music band.
Oh, all right. I don't know her.
Yeah,
but
I'm pretty sure Ben is not twitching. I think he's rotating.
so they have gyro Chinooks.
Someone went all in.
Yes. Oh, this is only the beginning. Mon Freund. Por favor. The Chinooks. I mean, WT fuck, as they say in France. I'm not sure what or why,
Though I feel
but he
like
can.
the
So
cockpit
has.
in front looks like a hot tub.
Well, yeah. That's. I mean, if I was going to be flying a Chinook, I'd like to do it from a hot tub because, let's face it, chances are you're going to end up stuck on a hillside somewhere. They are one of the most unreliable fucking things ever put into service. But the Chinooks are not alone because there's a whole rake of little tiny gyrocopters you can almost hear ride at the Valkyries, can't you? Bum, 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 bum,
And when they go crashing
bum, bum,
down, you
bum,
hear a
bum, bum.
little, they came from behind.
And I have to say, I absolutely adore all the conversion work that's gone into these.
Slayer giant.
Yes.
Two Slayer giants.
I mean, why not?
Yep.
Obviously, you can't use it for Dwarf Army
You can't, why not?
because they don't have giants.
Well, maybe not in Games Workshop versions, but some other games, potentially? Allies?
But I can't help but feel like if you've got an entire army of giant slayers and you bring two more giants, somebody's going to want to have a chance at hacking their hooves off.
I mean, technically, it's like Corporal Carrot.
No, technically, it's like two giants in an army full of giant slayers. Is what it is.
Undead.
Pardon me.
Spectral beards.
Yes. The big block of Slayer pirates is quite nice as well. The spectral beards, it's like the army of the undead. What, like that arrogant fella goes after?
Yeah, and then the undead king says, "Yeah, I feel I hold your oath fulfilled. Go away." And now the spectral ghost is king.
Yes. But even that, because that's a unit of Longbeards and some other figures, and he's added all of the flames to all of those,
Why,
all of their spectral wispiness.
that's all ended on?
Yes,
What a mad.
none of that's there, and you'll see it's wisping off fingers and thumbs, and it's not just like everybody's got an axe with a couple of blips on it. They're all very slowly dissolving into dissolviness. I think we're all seeing a golden button here, is what's going on, as soon as Ben spots it.
Unless Ben is raiding somebody's home and nicking them,
Oh, well,
claiming
yeah.
them for his own.
That is one way of doing it. Massive block of little gingers.
I mean, how many pots of orange paint is he gone through with all these?
Oh, not enough. There's always room for aggressive expansion. But yeah, so you're looking at things like even the quarrelers. I wonder where he got all the plastic crossbows from. That's it. Somewhere there's a Dark Elf army that's missing all of their weapons. Maybe it was that guys who set fire to everything. It was an insurance fraud.
I'd like to have seen a work in progress for his spectral beards, though. Now that you've told us that these are all handmade.
Well, maybe you will at some point. Who knows?
I mean,
But I mean everything, even from the hammerer troll slayers, where they've had all their weapons replaced with hammers from the hammerers. I don't think there's not many models that have made it into this army unscathed. There's an awful lot of even just minor conversion, but it's a minor conversion on 30 or 40 models in a unit.
yeah, that takes
Probably
some
the
time.
Slayers, but the Slayers' pistols don't look right. So I think he's replaced all of the Slayer pistols. Because if memory serves, whenever I had them, they were proper pistols, whereas these are all double barrel and triple barreled madness.
Yeah, that's. I feel if Ben hasn't seen this yet, he needs to see now.
Well, I imagine he's sitting in the background watching, staying away from Crispin.
Having a 2x4 between himself and Crispin.
Like the sex plank.
Yes.
Everybody needs a good sex plank.
He could use a bit more Scallywop Slayers. I like the design.
I mean, it's possible that's the first of his conversions for the Cursed Company, which is a unit of undead.
I'm not sure where this comes from. I think I'm. Somebody is using a soundboard. I'm guessing you didn't hear that.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't listen to us. You know that. I have no need to hear us. Surely you're the only one with the soundboard.
I experimented at one time with a soundboard, and obviously somebody has found it, and now we have applause and farts.
Oh, nice.
Which is a bit irritating if it's a sound that I'm not exacting and kicking off. So. Yep, there's the cunt.
Get there in the end. Cunts, terrible cunts.
Shall we go on to the next one?
Sure, let's do that.
So, Mr.
Scribs
doing
orcs.
Sporks. Lovely, lovely Sporks.
Look at them. Look at their classic sporkness.
Yes.
But at the same time, so new and exciting. Because I don't think these are the classic ones. I think these are the... Was a Kickstarter recently for them?
Yes. I think he mentioned
they're Kev sculpts, but I think it was Meridian or somebody like that did it.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see, not just that somebody's gone, oh, there's a classic model looking things, let's get those, but I actually fucking painted them. Because I know I pick up an awful lot of models. So I go, oh, they look like classic models, let's have them. And then they get put with all the rest of the stuff, where they languish in the pit.
Yes.
Well said. Squig Piper.
I like the
stripy pants.
Stripy pants.
Everybody loves the stripy pants. I really like the squig pipe.
Yeah, it actually has eyes, so
yeah,
the squig gets blown. Squig. It's not just a organ. It's a living beast.
as it's only right and proper when you're wrapping your lips around a squig pipe and blowing. It deserves to be a living organ.
Blow, boys, blow to California.
Yeah, Jam, I don't know where this has come from, and I don't think it'll catch on, to be fair, but it's nice seeing somebody trying out for once. Oh, that is, yeah, Meriden Miniatures. I was so close.
I mean, they do have a certain
Rustic charm.
yes, that's the word I was looking for.
I'm pretty sure that's a web gun the last one's holding, which is a dangerous piece of kit for an orc to hold.
Why is that?
I know. What if it accidentally goes off and kills him and all his friends?
Goes spoon. I love the blue padding on the vests.
That's a little flak jacket.
Oh, this poor fella seems to have pinched a nerve. He's sitting very tight with his arms.
Yeah. It makes him a smaller profile for counter shots. He's going to go far, that orc. Although, once he fires the web gun and traps himself and kills him, you know, probably not that far. And there's a little inquisitorial host who look fairly bonkers.
Yeah, way more gothic than I remember them.
Oh, I'm sure they probably always were. I find it best not to pay attention to anything GW does in case it rubs off on me.
Don't let GW rub you,
Nope.
especially not the wrong way.
You're right, 100% right.
Voidsman and Best Boy. Tell me you like Judge Dredd without telling me you like Judge Dredd.
Cadet-looking fuckers. Send them out to die. It's no more than they deserve. Like Soviet troops at Kursk. That's right, they say they're not Soviets anymore. Like Soviet conscripts at Kursk.
Yeah, it really looks like something from Doctor Who Zork. You're not wrong on that point. Or can you imagine a Doctor Who episode fighting space orcs?
Yes. I think we all can deep down.
Ooh, right,
Of
what's
course,
that?
if they were the classic space orcs who were all just English football hooligans, that would be even better.
Doctor Who landing on a parallel universe. It's only inhabited by sporks and the likes.
Try to talk those guys down. What are you talking about, Doctor, you scumbag? You fucking cunt.
And you just see some weird Mac going past the TARDIS going, that needs to go red. Paint some red stripes. Make it go faster.
Like a red telephone box, but people wouldn't be able to differentiate it from all the red telephone boxes.
Hence why it's not completely red, just a red stripe.
Oh, red stripes.
And some checkers.
Like red tails.
And of course, Daka. Lots of Daka.
Lots of Dachau.
I get it. He's no Time Lord, he's an orc.
Makes sense.
Because he wills everything into existence with his sonic screwdriver thingamajig.
Oh, he believes it will work, therefore it works.
Yes!
Good
Same for the
Good
TARDIS. It's basically, it actually is just a phone box, but he thinks it's a interesting time machine thingamajig. Hence, it works.
He's not alone in that, though.
Hmm.
We have met other Time Lords. Remember that one from Grandfather's Run, where they bumped into the guy who was like a monk, and his altar was his TARDIS? That was weird.
I can't say I remember.
First or second series. It's black and white.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen those. I think the earliest are the ones with forgive me for forgetting the name of him, but the very long, colorful scarf.
Tom Baker,
Baker Tom,
or
yes.
the real doctor, as people call him. If I remember correctly, that guy with his stone altar was missing a component for his TARDIS, and he was trying to steal it from the doctors because he was trapped at that time. So it was the first shit Time Lord we met, and I think he may just have been left there.
Hmm. Which is deserving.
Yeah. It's been a while since I watched it. Yeah, anyway. That was before he was an alien. He's called grandfather because he was that bird's grandfather. One of his
The
companions.
commissar made me do it. Just subscribe, but via the means of James Cuts. Thank you, James, for spending other people's money.
Jam.
And welcome, the commissar
Jam,
made
jam.
me do it.
Jam.
So, who's next in line after the Scripps Sporks?
I've already put it in, but you've been
Have
talking
you?
too much. Yes. I'll
No,
put
you
it again,
didn't.
mind you.
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh, fuck yeah, I
See.
did.
Oh, look,
You
who's
went off on a
there?
big wettery thing. Started wettering like a wetterer.
I was communicating with the wife because.
Tell me more about your turntable video.
What's to tell?
Tell me why you've done such a piss poor job of putting it in there.
Well, it's a short, and for some reason the project system doesn't work with shorts, obviously. So
It's because it predates shorts by a decade. Is that why?
potentially, I don't. I
why
think
are you
shorts
putting
work.
shorts in?
I don't think shorts work in any way, shape, or form. Let's see if I could click it. See?
Shocking stuff. That's what I would expect. Look at
Oh.
that. Look, it's all upright. It doesn't even fit a whole fucking screen. I don't understand these shorts things. These are like TikToks, but for YouTube.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, don't give me the
And they're
terrorism.
just a means of what do you call it? Attention
Annoying me?
grabbing.
Oh, right. I was halfway there with annoying me.
Yeah. So this
Yeah,
is
it's-
just a few little things for the miniatures to be done
Yeah.
before they
Yeah.
go on fire sale.
Uh-huh.
I think those were the fastest painted miniatures I've ever done. 2
Fastly
evenings.
painted miniatures.
Yes.
Well, tell us more about your fastly painted miniatures.
Prime black, dry brush blue like your a loony, add silvery
loony.
details, and a bit of red. And done.
Why was the assembly a pain in the arse?
Well, there's these two lovely lads in the back with the flying stand
rocket pants.
thingamajigs. Those don't really
Yes.
work, and one of them had.
Did it really work?
You see
At
this
that
little
price?
ankle
Yes, wrist joint. Yeah.
on one of these lovely fellows. For some reason, Atomic Wars Games has chosen to make it a two-part piece,
Sure.
so it's
of course.
very flimsy and thin.
Why would they not? Is the real question.
Well, that broke, and that took some finagling. But overall, painting was nice and relaxing and very blue.
These are the ones who get butchered by CGI Luke Skywalker.
Yes, exactly those.
What are the
At
stats
first,
like in the game?
At first, I was thinking making them real black like they were in the TV
Yes,
series, but
yes.
that would be too boring.
Uh,
At least for my taste.
You could use a chromatic black, like you learned how to make from Marco. Hey guys.
Hello there, it's me, Marco.
But yeah, no, I see what you mean. But surely if a Jedi Master is required to deal with them and everybody else gets their arse kicked and hides in a fucking door, in a vault, waiting to be killed, surely they must be an overpowered as fuck squad on the tabletop.
I couldn't tell you. Because, do you want to see something very nice? Hold
Oh,
on.
I'd love to. Always is the answer to that. I always want to see something very nice.
You can see this.
Yes.
That's the new version of the rulebook with all appendages and erratas and new battle cards and yeah.
Wow.
So basically a new version of Star Wars Legion that I now have to relearn.
Do you though?
No,
You go to tournaments, though, I suppose, so maybe you do.
I did way back when. I currently am not. You could compile everything Shay said on the weekend into a short. Well, the same could be said for other people.
Shay's not been on the weekend in months. How long have you been sitting on that one, Ewok?
Well, how long have you been not here?
I don't know.
Jill, they
What day is
have
today?
introduced some interesting rules. There's setup is different. Movement has got some adjustments. Vehicles, for some reason, now can claim objectives, which I find really irritating. And it doesn't make
That's to encourage people to buy more vehicles, because I'm sure some people were looking at it from a point of view of objective winning the game.
Oh, they made even more interesting changes to the game for to make people buy more miniatures.
Yes.
They upped the points limit to 1,000 points from 800.
Ah!
At the same time, decreasing the points cost for squads,
Yes.
while also increasing the maximum size of a squad. So beforehand, Legion troopers were about 7 per squad.
Yeah.
Now you can go up to 10.
Right. Let me guess though. They're not selling like blisters that have just the requisite number to push you up to the cap now.
Not yet. What they are going to do is stop selling the boxes they are currently selling with the 7 miniatures. And
Okay.
next year there will be new boxes for core troops, for stormtroopers, rebel troopers with new tuned plastic sprue miniatures.
To be fair to them, Jill, it's not their game, so I think they've been looking for a way to kill it off since had it foisted on them because they didn't really want to do it.
Well, they did kill X-wing and Armada, so
Yeah. It's only a matter of time before that fire sale comes along. All
oh,
aboard the sale truck.
speaking of X-wing, somebody on the social media bits that isn't Meta asked for what do you call it? Recommendations for spaceship battle games. They had a game of Star Wars Armada and would like to play something different. I recommend it with not
Full
only
thrust.
no, not full thrust, but the one that is the weird sizing thingamajig, A Billion Suns.
Billion Suns.
And they thanked me for very much, and I think there's somebody's going to play Billion Suns now.
That's going to be interesting. I wonder how they'll view it whenever they realise that it's not really a combat game.
Well, they didn't ask for a combat game, but for a space game.
Yeah, but most people assume that combat is front and centre. So much so that he did a supplement for it that actually makes it a combat game.
Well, since the introductory rules, the quick start rules are free to download, I guess he can make his mind up before shelling out money.
That's Corvus Belli have always been like that, though, Jam. The pricing is exactly the same as their pricing for Infinity. It's like Star Wars Crisis Protocol. Just because people are only going to buy 5 things, therefore you need to make sure that the pricing is such that the 5 things would cost the same as buying something else. I've seen a YouTube thumbnail video thing the other day while we were prepping for the Weekender, and it was something like, is it really expensive to start wargaming, or is GW really expensive to start? I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I took $2,000 to give it a go. And that was his low cost entry into Games Workshop. I'm just looking at that going, what? even if you were going, I've got nothing, literally nothing. I've got no board, no terrain, no game, no miniatures, no paints, no glue. I'm fairly certain I could pluck a dozen games out my arse that you could do in their entirety for $2,000, and I mean literally all 12 games with your $2,000 and still have change.
Yeah.
Not just take $2,000 and piss it up the wall on Gay Wank Shop.
$2,000. That's mental.
Yeah, thankfully, it was just one of the things that popped up whenever we were, whenever playing video in the fucking Weekender. Then whenever it stops, you see these things on screen. That's as close as I've got to it, because I don't go near that shit. But I looked at it for a moment and thought, that's the most retarded thing I've seen in a while. And I work with Justin.
If somebody would actually make some effort in trying to get a video comprehensively done, how to get into a Games Workshop game the most cheapest way possible while still be adhering to tournament legal rules, that would be an interesting thing to look at, just to see how they manage to do that.
Oh, I mean, would you ever? Could you ever? Would you? Why would you?
Well, that's a different question, but people seem to like that. So.
Yeah, people are fucking idiots.
How much do 10,000 Perizoos cost?
I'm just checking at the moment, John. Just stick solely to the plastics. Won't bother adding in any of the metals, presumably, because that's the best way, isn't it? I'm trying to remember how many you get in a Zulu box from the Perez.
I'm trying to remember how many miniatures.
Is it 48 in a Zulu box?
Do you remember how many miniatures in the Frostgrave box there were? 24?
Yes. No. Generally less than that. 38 Zulus. Although you do get 4 casualties, and if you multi-base, you can use those to push you up. But that's 25 quid. So you get
20 multi-part miniatures.
Yes. 8 short of 120. No, 8 short of 160. So 142 for £100. Add a couple of zeros to that.
Yeah. So Frostgrave 20-part miniatures, one box. I think it's about 35 euros.
I don't know. Could be.
Well, it's a lot of miniatures for 2,000 quid.
Oh yeah. Oh, without a doubt, it's a nonsensical question, because people who buy GW aren't looking for a cheap thing or a good game. I imagine they just have too much money and it keeps falling out of their pockets.
Yeah.
They need to lighten the load.
Or they went full retard and thought, when we spent 2,000 quid, we surely make 5,000 with a video.
What was the video? Like I say, all I seen was the name and the thumbnail, and I went, well, I'm not clicking on that.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's I can't blame you for that.
But it was, can you start GW on a budget and then hit a big $2,000 sign on it? And I just went, well, this guy's clearly a can't. And then walked away. My life intact.
Speaking of walking away, where do we walk on next?
2,000 for 4 armies. They should still fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
$500 for an army is still mental.
Yep. Maybe they'll walk in the traffic coming back from their second hand, bring them by.
And then you can sell them again.
Oh, no, would they bother? Just
Fight like a
hose them off the road.
Chimerian in loincloths.
Yes.
Night Runner, what's he up to?
So he's got his hand on Tribal, the Mana Press game of hairy people with sticks battering each other, and decided to put together some Conan-esque Chimerians against the ancient enemies, they're Picts. So he's been digging out a load of figures from all over creation for us.
Oh, look, there's Boris.
Yes, Boris
Hello,
is in there.
Boris.
Not naked Boris.
Yeah,
Shockingly.
it's the
He's
classic
got a
Boris.
He's got a loincloth on and everything. But this is just the beginning, so it's just putting it together. So I have to sell them everything in the loft for an army building challenge. Oh, if they're going to pay fucking 500 quid for a shitty army, I'll fleece them to fuck. Don't worry about that.
There are different ways to skin a cat.
Yep. Oh, you know what they say? A wanker who likes GW and his money is easily parted. I'm pretty sure that's the old phrase. But look at this.
Oh,
Glorious,
have I
hairy
gotten the
barbarians everywhere.
Count Binface yet for us, James Scott? Well, have I?
Tatty bye.
Looky here. Count Binface. Lovely Count Binface.
Do you know he's going on a stand-up tour? I
Why
mean,
is nobody offering him a seat?
I'm pretty sure people are offering him a seat on the bus, maybe. I'll be fascinated to see how that goes, because I've heard him. I've seen some of his speeches and seen some of his chats and stuff, and you know, he's just not that funny. It's amusing, but I don't think I could sit through an hour and a half of stand-up material / satire being done from the view of Count Binface, the alien who, you know, got 308 votes. Just
Well, he somehow needs to make money to fuel his rockets to get back to space.
He'd be much better off finding some GW fans and telling them for $2,000 they can have his second-hand armies. They're just down this dark alley. I'm gonna stop playing with that.
I love the variations of barbarians he was able to find for his forces.
Oh yeah.
I think the only thing I haven't seen yet are some Keltos.
Yeah. Although there was somebody kicking around who I think may be in a Keltos miniature with the big fuck off axe and cloak, or it's just a Kev sculpt and therefore feels like it's Keltos. You know, it could go either way. It is, after all, that delightful Kev. He's also got some fellas there who look like Sons of Kronos from Chronopia. Was it just called Chronopia? Yes, Chronopia.
Yes.
So
Cobblestone miniatures, never heard of them though.
you've never heard of
No,
Cobblestone?
really didn't.
Ah, I'm having a stroke. Have you never heard of Cobblestone? It's Cobblestone Castings is the company name. But Mark Cobblestone, sculpted for GW, sculpted for Grenadier, sculpted for fucking tons of people.
Maybe because around these parts, the distribution hub was very, very, very small.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough by fucking far. Oh, as soon as I finish cutting Keybob, you're going to get cut.
Oh, if you're coming around, we need to go to a shop in the city center, because that game shop has been around for at least 35 years.
Nice.
And they never do a sale on anything they put in stock, so they are still having ancient miniatures on sale.
That's the best way. Don't undervalue your stock.
So there's mithril miniatures stuff and old Round Partha battle max, and the ballistas are so worn and torn from thousands of people grubbing all over them. It's but at some point when the euro was put in charge of making money, he just stepped the prices over. No, the prices stay relatively stable, so
Yeah,
I
but
was actually tempted to take some pictures and post them online to ask if people wanted some of that stuff.
the answer's probably going to be yes. Well, I say that. Obviously, Mithril, you could still get Mithril via Prince August.
And
They're still
there
casting
were Middle Earth miniatures by a company I've also never heard of, also never seen the sculpts,
it. Nice. I mean,
and
I
they looked
assume
ancient.
I assume they were MERP,
Could be.
the Middle Earth roleplay, because they did miniatures for that, despite this is true, not using miniatures in RPGs.
Well, it's just a representation to put on your character sheet to look at and be fond of. Not
got
put
a-
on the table, just to look at it.
You've got a back of your character sheet to draw on.
Yeah, but the miniatures are for the game master, so he can see who's who.
Master doesn't need to. Game Master's come up with a finely crafted scenario. He can hold multiple things in his head at once.
Well,
Anyway,
I couldn't.
shocking, absolutely shocking. I had to go lay off the space cake.
Okay.
But yeah, so the plan is these will go into an Army 4 tribal. I think they're not going to be painted up in here. I think they're going to go into other places for the paintings. So time will tell as to how this pans out. But I'm fascinated to see just that army come together because, like you say, it is such a disparate set of figures from all over creation. The only thing he's missing is a load of lovely Keltos barbarians or Rackham confrontation ones as well.
Yeah, the one on the far right almost looks like the hero from Hero Quest.
Yes.
I don't see Thrud.
No. I've got 3 threads, but I've lost his slave girl.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, only one of them came with a slave girl, but I no longer have her. Yeah.
Have you sold her off?
No. Never sell them off. I do have some slave girls from Asdrubal Vex throne though, so he may get an upgrade. Maybe.
A younger slave girl.
Yes. Plucky for the fray, as they say in France.
Whamster, but Tuffy!
Yes.
She's going for dwarves. She's aiming for Ben. Let's be real here.
Really real world. There ain't no coming back.
And just look at the lovely bases. Like the gods intended. Proper squares.
Well, not proper squares.
Well, they're square. That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. Just need to go in there and take a third of the base off.
Make Warren rebase them?
That could work. Although they'd all end up in terrible round things then. I'm not sure what's worse. Oversized dwarf base. Or, well, I do know what's worse. Round is worse. But Tuffy's been obviously rebasing older stuff and putting together some new bits and pieces. Not as many gyrocopters. I've never seen so many gyrocopters. And then gyro bombers. This was some wank they added just before they finished the old world. I could almost smell the death knell of Warhammer whenever they added gyro bombers, to be fair.
I wonder how much in advance they knew that they would kill the old world and...
Oh, lots. Lotsy.
I rebased all my soon-to-be obsolete Age of Sigma dwarfs. For the old world.
For the Emperor.
No, that's a different one.
Oh well.
Currently, I'm reading Gaunt's Ghosts, first and only.
There's lots of little dwarves falling off stones.
See, there's the Toffee. Hello, Toffee.
Dun, 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 dun. The film starts when they turn 25. Get a new one. Yes, exactly like that.
I think that's a reference for that guy who played the dude who drowned in Titanic.
Could be. Could be that.
So, Toffee, explain, why did you need to rebase them? Why just not go the proper base size, 25?
20.
20. Apologies, my brain. Moving trees. Imagine you would need to drill out these barrels. That would be a pain in the ass.
They're big chunky guns. Like a 3mm drill bit and just carve right in through that plastic.
But it's a
Lickety split.
lot of
Yeah.
miniatures.
Yeah. It's not that many. 2, 4, 5, 20. 20 of them. And a couple of them don't actually have guns. They look like they've got standards or harpoons or something. So, 15.
How far is your progress, Toffee? Are you done yet? Or do you still need to paint some up? The project's still active. But there's almost no grey plastic in this here picture. Just a bit on the top right corner. And are you still looking for additional units? That's the big question. I feel like when we were watching earlier the other project, there needs to be a whole lot of more Slayers. Took time off to build Lego? Oh no. Oh, Lego did a terrible thing. Have you noticed?
No.
They joined forces. Guess with who?
Yeah.
Asmodee.
Right.
They are going to bring out board games for Lego by
Lego board
Asmodee.
games. Wow. I mean, I look forward to Atomic Mass Games being told to shelve all their Star Wars stuff to concentrate on Lego thing.
Actually, my first reaction to the post was, so you're telling me I can now use my Lego Star Wars in Star Wars Legion?
Did that get a response?
Not yet. I mean, nobody is stopping me either way, so... Oh, Lego Fire Sale, that would be interesting.
Did Lego make Lego Fire?
Hmm.
I suppose they probably do. For the pirates or something. Did they do a little campfire?
Yes,
I've seen that.
they do.
Logs. No, clever.
The weird thing is, I'm not sure if you can see this. Let me ambiguate. Yes, here. That's a Lego board game.
It's a Lego board game.
Yeah.
What do you do? Is it like Mousetrap? Do you build some Lego?
Something along those lines. Basically, I just got it because it's Lego. And it was part of a flea market bundle. Demon Sub is reminded of a YouTuber using Lego for his games of Frostgrave. Well, why not?
Oh, he's not alone. I've seen whole armies of Lego. in Duplo.
I was going to say, I think there was even some rules changes for people using Playmobil miniatures.
That's them. Stabbing people up to fuck.
Yes, Tubby doing dwarves and almost done after she's finished her Legos.
What a shame they're not on the right base size.
Well, they can't be perfect, can they?
They could have been. It's not like they didn't have 40 years of the fucking rule system to look at.
These
It's like
were
when
so close to perfection.
It's like when they added fucking true line of sight to the game. Fucking wankers.
Don't
unmitigated wankers.
Don't pull at the old wound.
Just the worst. Absolute worst. I'm glad that all of those people will be dead one day. I hope they go out early.
Tubby doing dwarves. Painfully. I think Crispin has a DVD. Oh, good night, Demons Up.
Tatty bye.
So, who's next on the chopping block?
Block of chop, 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 chop. A quick one. It's only a wafer thin.
A little entry for Gorum.
Battle report. Kind of.
This is just the giant meeting his big sister.
Somebody's about to get clattered by the big wee hag upside the head with a big fuck off frying pan.
Can you imagine the sound that pan must make when she hits him full circle?
Bonked off the head, cast iron skillet. No one realised the tip was the same model. Well, I mean, you wouldn't, would you?
Well, that makes it a great conversion.
Well.
Maybe people would have noticed if you hadn't changed the head in the last minute. Is that your sister?
No, my sister's adopted, mate. She's not tall. That looks more like my sister. The cursed head would have been good. Well, she wouldn't have looked like the big wee hag. She'd look like somebody in drag. Really bad drag. Didn't look well. Look at those. Fucking magnificent. Majestic. They're also about to explode because somebody's got a flank on them. Oh, man. That's not going to be... Well,
Let him explode.
Are they siege breakers in the flank? 9, 18 attacks, hitting on 3s, 12 go through, crush 2, defense fuck all, pretty much 12 wounds. Yeah, the siege breakers by themselves pretty much could have lifted that unit.
Let them all explode.
Run away, tiny goblins from the stabby shark bastards. But yeah, it was really nice seeing both of the forces out on the table. And 1,500 points as well. How did you find playing it? To get through it in relatively short space of time, or was it a bit of a not played in a while, it's a bit slower than normal? Look, they've got hills. Sorry.
That seems to be a very sore point for you.
It really is. We went from having like 20 or 30 hills to having none in a fucking studio that makes wargame videos.
Yeah, it's a weird choice for sure.
It's not a choice. It's just none of them fucking thought about it because none of them play games.
Yeah, nice and interesting pieces of additional information on how to use your self-made Wee Free Man with walking giant. What is she called? Little Big Witch?
Could be Big Wee Hag.
I'm not sure how the translation went. She's just the small big witch in German. So it's bit more that's a weird one. The German translation is more polite than the original.
Well, it depends.
It's set in
Hag.
a loving undertone.
Well, hag isn't a hag. Just means witch.
Yeah, but I always feel
But
that
do you have a word? Do you have a hag equivalent in German that they could have used, or do you just have witch and that's it?
I think we only have witch.
Yeah, that's probably why then.
Hag somehow has a negative connotation, but maybe that's just me because hag in Skyrim is a very ugly beast.
Oh, it can be as well. Old hags.
Hatcher.
They rank up there with crones. Old women. I'm not a woman.
Let's
Could
go
have
and
said I
see
was
the
Dennis.
notes. Who is? I see something looming in the background, and I want to get there.
Looming in the background,
Not
like
the
a
next one,
backgroundy
but
thing.
the next following after that. This is just Denzian doing pretty
Denzian
much
things.
Denzian stuff again, being all nice and tidy and talented and having pictures and making people feel bad about the inadequacy of doing hobby. Terribly. Can you even sleep at night, Denzian, being so productive and all?
I don't think he does sleep. I think he's a bit like Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
So basically, while one half of the brain sleeps, the other one is awake and does weird things.
This is why occasionally you'll get the red weed growing all over Mars. And then next week it'll be, here's the Franco-Prussian War. It's just one
Well,
side is very historically based, the other side is a bit more fantasy / sci-fi,
that would
depending
surely
on
explain
which.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at it. Just taking the time setting all this up to make
Yeah.
nice photography. How dare he?
Well, I mean, he does dare. He dares a lot. He dares right in your face. You can't stop. Watch him dare. Dare, dare, dare.
Who dare wins? Dares wins, yes.
That's what they tell me.
And all the dead people also. Well, why waste time and hobby space on painting dead people? He is, yes. It's just lovely looking. There's no denying that.
He's also doing it for Eagles of Empire as well. So it'll be fascinating to see what he thinks of the whole game once he's got it on the table and played a few more games out. Because that's one of the ones that's interested me. And
Look
there
how
are some
exceptionally
Franco-Prussian
thorough
uniforms.
he is getting reference material to paint his miniatures later on.
Yes. Well, he knew what the uniform was like, but he wasn't entirely certain on whether or not they had gingham or plaid headscarves. And now he knows. It's definitely not a gingham check. It's more plaid. That's very important.
Oh, I seem to remember these.
Yes.
I've seen them somewhere before.
Do you still have yours from when you were in the military?
We don't talk about that. Don't mention the war. Well, putting a moustache on this one is just weird.
Oh, look at that. It's an amazing moustache. It's a proper soup strainer.
Yeah, that's the thing. Adding reserves for later. Where to start? At the beginning. Well, that's easy. No. Are we going to get a proper battle report? What do you think?
Oh, it's Denzian. Yes.
Uh,
Yes, we will.
I should have asked. Should
What was
I?
the unboxing recently? Chainsaw
Russians?
Warrior.
Chainsaw Warrior?
Chainsaw Warrior.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, well, you know, it's going through. He did Dracula's Fury a couple of weeks ago, and now he's doing Chainsaw Warrior. Getting mugged down memory lane. It's good. But yeah, I do like the look of this, both from the here's a load of pictures I took at the French Army Museum in Paris.
And now
through
they're
to
on my
the
table.
yeah, through to I've rebased everything and now we're good to go. Let's fuck these people up. He screams, then charges across the walls. And it's a really fascinating system. I was so glad whenever we talked about it, and then immediately people started complaining in the comments.
Why were they complaining?
Because they always complain because they're
And
cats.
What about are they
Why
complaining?
not just do it in 6mm? Blah blah blah.
Nobody is stopping you from using other historical miniatures. That's the main advantage of historical gaming. You can choose whatever mini you want.
Nobody's even stopping them from playing other games. Nobody's saying, we've just shown you this, and this is now the only Franco-Prussian War game you can play.
Imagine the audacity.
Yep. It's shocking. They really are. He banged
put it
on
out
for
of the
ages about
wash.
it as well. It's good. It's good times.
Indeed. Well, we don't want to stay on a negative side. Show us something positive, Jerry.
Positive.
I
Like
think
my
this is one
HIV test.
Potentially not that. I think this is what you really wanted to show us. Paul Gibans.
Could be that. What's he done then?
Multi-award winning Moonstone. Not yet
Mwam.
won anything, but
Started doing some a little while ago. We have been here before, looking at his initial forays, but there's been a few big things added, not least of which is a list of all the models he's bought and need to be built and worked on. And there's even a little chunk of shades in there as well. But I really like his incredibly stoned Goblin airship.
yeah, I think he's gassed to some degree.
100%.
Yeah, I like this model. The Goblin airship is one. I think if I ever run across it at a sale or in a shop as a direct, get my grubby little hands on it, I think that needs to come home with me. No, Crispin, nobody's showing your prolapse.
It's not quite the equivalent of holding a testicle in a spoon, but it's right up there. Oh, Boulder. Very Labyrinth-esque.
Yeah, I was going to say,
my heart.
he reminds me a lot of Labyrinth.
Ludo. Yep. It's because he was based on him.
Somebody today showed me what looked like a genuine poster that Labyrinth is being reshot with Tom Hiddleston.
It sounds terrible, but also it's the type of shite they would do.
I really
Because let's
hope...
face it, they've remade The Crow with a guy from Sweden, and now I think I have to kill him.
I mean, is there anything creative left in Hollywood at
No.
this point?
Not at all. Not a bit of it.
I mean, there are movies that I don't care if they get remade, but why remake Labyrinth?
Oh, you'll be pleased to hear it's not happening.
Thank
Upon
the
learning that a
gods.
reboot of Labyrinth was in the works, but then got scrapped within the last year or two, I started pondering who would make a good Goblin King, and I thought of Tom Hiddleston. You thought wrong, mate.
That was so wrong.
Why the fuck would I have him anywhere near anything? Make no sense. Look, there's a Goblin King. Now, if you want Tom Hiddlewank to play that Goblin King, I'd be all for that. We just have to
can
wear
you imagine a
just have to wear the
Moonstone
cob.
movie?
Yes, where Tom Hiddleston plays all the parts.
Except for Puck the Flagellant. He's played by Danny DeVito.
I could go for that. But it's a really nice set of figures from Paul again. It just goes to show how quickly you can turn them out to a really good standard and join the tabletop revolution. I was talking about the multi-award winning Moonstone today to somebody. It was good times. Somebody who theoretically I knew from 20 odd years ago, and he was in with his daughter and his daughter's girlfriend. Oh no, daughter's boyfriend. Yes. Anyway, in with two kids, except the kids are mid-teenagers. And when I knew him 24 years ago or whatever in GW Belfast, clearly he wasn't even married at that stage. So, but yeah, we were discussing the joy that is Moonstone and not having to fuck around with points values, because we'd just given his daughter's boyfriend, not a bollocking, but we did explain why he was a wanker for A, playing GW 10th edition, and B, being tournament minded.
Also,
all about the points values. It's just like, fuck's
just
sake, play a better
imagine
game.
calculating how much money he spent on his 40k army and then showing how many miniatures for multi-award winning Moonstone he could get.
Yeah, like 6. It's a full warband. That's all you need.
Yeah, but he could get every warband for the cost
Well,
of his army.
could do.
He would have options without end.
You could probably get 2 whole factions for $500. Have to go and have a look. Certainly get all of the shades for sub 300.
And even worse, he could just play the game without paying anything.
That's true. Just print it all off.
Use nice cardboard standees. Don't even need to paint them.
Don't even have to think or anything. It's like a Terry Gillingham TV show. Just let it wash over you. Look at the colors, look at the shapes.
Just be immersed. Let yourself sink into the universe. And try not to breathe deeply when Sir Flatulent comes around. So
Doug the Fug.
who's next one?
Pardon me.
Bless you.
Next one is Napoleon.
Scripts again.
Yes, but these are different.
There's a different script.
Well, same scripts, but these are different.
Okay. Because this one is carrying water.
He has got water in a flask.
But he's pretending to have water. I'm pretty sure that's booze.
Well, that sounds about right. I wouldn't trust any of them, especially not religious fanatics. They've not even got ready to get a football team yet. They're lagging behind.
And Scripps also seems to make good use of the book of backgrounds.
Yeah, I think everybody is these days.
Well,
if you don't, you're a cunt.
Yes. Also, I don't have the book yet.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm quite prepared to be a cunt.
But also, you need to paint miniatures to make them take
pictures. You know. Do I though? There's nothing says your miniatures have to be painted in front of it.
Technically, that's true.
See? Bosh. I've just hit you with a logic bomb.
No. Please,
Uh,
sir, no logic
but yeah.
bombs.
So these Ottomans
Quite
being
an
used
auto.
for the silver bayonet. I assume that's the Ottoman behind them that they're protecting. It's full of bed sheets.
Oh, and Jackal. Jackal and Hyde. You
See?
could just photograph Spruce in front of it.
Makes sense. Makes so much sense. I do like the use of the Ottoman artwork, shall we say, which has a touch of the Byron about it. In fact, I think that is that Byron, isn't it? With the fucking bird.
He looks a bit off.
The Serpapard. Oh, I think that's probably spot on. That's exactly what you'd find coming at you out of the things. It's like
now I
somebody's.
know why it looks so surprised. Somebody's aiming a gun.
Well, you would if you seen one of those coming with a big blue tongue. But it's like a medieval artist trying to work out what a leopard looks like based on a skin and some
Somebody who
description.
came back from the Crusades describing to a monk what a leopard is.
Yeah. And then they come up with this, and then some bastard has actually animated the image. And then you end up with this running around screaming, "Kill me," in a terrifying, terrifying voice.
Screaming and screeching. The French are ready.
Always good.
These are so colorful. I love it.
Well, yeah. Most of them are, regardless of whether they're French or not. It was just a very happy period to be fighting in. Everybody was always good all the time. Do you want to fight? Sure. But let me get changed into my most flamboyant outfit first. Go right ahead.
We don't want to be not seen having a nice duel something.
Rats.
Lots of them. And a big old mummy.
Well, that's just the fall.
Hello, mummy.
Oh, I'm meaning to scare people. I was born 2,550 years ago.
I feel this is one of the rare cases where you can actually profit from using something like Vanta Black for the whole.
You think that, but I have some of Green Stuff World's version of it. I'm not really not seeing it, although I've got to play around with it and put on some more things. So maybe I will.
What's he doing? Is he eating a hot dog? Yep, he's eating something.
I don't think that is. I think that's just a severed penis.
Technically,
I'm not saying he won't eat it.
He's French after all.
Just saying, step 1, sever the penis. Step 2, escape from the mummy.
Step 3, add mustard. Holding a baguette, says Dendy. Well, it could be a baguette.
It's not big enough to be a baguette, but it's certainly about the right ballpark to be a severed penis.
Yep, I think that's right.
Get your hand off my penis. I'm being arrested for having a succulent Egyptian penis meal.
Didn't he die?
He did, yeah.
I'm having a succulent meal.
This is Democracy Manifest.
That's just one of the weirdest things you could find on the internet.
Ah, that's great. Apparently he was a massive fraudster. That's why he was being arrested.
Well, with that kind of theatrical, I'm getting pulled down here and I don't know why, I'm pretty sure he was great at his job.
Well, not good enough. Clearly some people rattled him out to the fuzz. But you can't have everything.
Maybe he got too greedy.
I'm desperate to see where this Egyptian thing culminates for Scribs.
In a better report, I hope.
Well, I mean, we all deep down hope for that. But even just seeing the whole collection would be nice,
Yes.
because I'd be fascinated to see what is actually complete now. I think there's substantially more than he needs, but at least he's got options.
Yeah,
Options
I think
everywhere.
some more monsters could be nice.
Then some, I don't know if he's got the book yet. Do I have the book?
Wasn't the book in the background of the
I
one?
don't know.
Yes, one of the first pictures.
Well, they're not the first, but most recent pictures.
Hold on a sec. No, I'm going to make everybody sick. There it is.
Yeah. So he didn't have it when he started working on
The
it.
book arrived this week. That was in May.
I probably do have it then. Huh. Cool. So yeah, it depends how many monsters there are. There may be a lot of overlap with just the Harvest Men from the regular Silver Bayonet, so you might already have some done.
That's true.
But regardless, it's nice to see the Ottomans out there, even without their furniture.
Let's make a run for the last project for tonight, because I really need to get
Yes.
hydrated again.
Is it because it's fucking ridiculously hot?
28.5.
Good. I'll teach you.
What will it teach me? That it's fucking hot?
Yep. Not so clever now, are we?
I never was. Alfonso Traitor. What is
Yes.
he doing? Everything but samurai. That's a big announcement.
Well, yeah. But it's Samurai have a whole other place all of their own. Played Dead Man's Hand first edition. So not quite a battle report, but some pictures he took while he was playing. So, I mean, close to a battle report.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting thing. So obviously there are hitching posts there with horses running tither and yon away from them. You know they didn't exist.
What do you mean they didn't exist?
I mean, you went to a cowboy town and there weren't hitching posts all over the fucking place like that, because that would have just left horse shit all over the streets. You would bring your horse to the stablery or the corral, and then you would pick it up there afterwards, like a multi-story car park. However, in films of the Wild West, they didn't want their heroes to take their horse away somewhere and then have to go and get their horse back after they'd done their shooting or fighting. So they would ride up and needed somewhere to leave the horse so it didn't run off down Main Street while they were filming. So hitching posts are a Hollywoodism.
Just like tumbleweed.
Just like tumbleweeds, brought in from Russia.
Yep.
And they just happen to be prevalent in the area where they film.
Lies.
Lies! Deception!
But if you are
Every day,
doing something,
more lies.
a more schlocky 7TV or that type of thing, and you're not looking for accuracy, you're looking for
Fun?
a feel. Well, not even fun, just a feel of. Because in most cases, people don't put horses on the hitching posts anyway, because it requires you to have a load of fucking horses kicking around, standing about doing nothing. So it's all about set dressing at that point more than anything else. Look at his Aztecs, lovely Aztecs,
Lovely sleeping jumpers.
little
Pajamas.
harvesters coming for you. Think they're on their onesies.
That's a slight disturbing face on that lady.
Well, she's probably seen what's coming out of the jungle at those Aztecs. Still a really nice job. He's a really crisp style of painting, does
Yeah.
Alfonso. I used to know a fella, Stephen Scroggy, who had a similar one. His primer coat was almost so thick you think it was going to obscure the detail, and then he would paint everything to a very exacting finish like that. Everything was very shiny and bright, even from a black base coat, which is what he's always primed black, heavy as fuck.
Oh, look. Predator.
Yes. Both the Predators and the aliens.
So productive that it almost hurts my eyes. Botox. Yeah, she looks a bit like Botox, you're right. That's screaming Botox lady.
Well, you know, if she picked up the old pig botulism, it wasn't through any idea of making her look younger. She probably just got it from a botulism infected bit of pork.
Pork. I think I'm getting hungry again.
It's the way to do it. The way to do it.
These Aztecs really do look interesting.
Oh, the Aztecs are cracking.
The shields are just lovely, but I can't unsee the pajama.
You racist.
Maybe. At
They've
least
got
in this regard.
They've gone to all the hassle of killing an animal. And then you've made mockery of them and their hard work of killing a beast.
I blame Hollywood for putting
Well,
people into weird pajamas.
Fortunately, I don't think Hollywood have ever got around to doing anything good with the Aztecs, have they?
Not yet.
The closest they've come is Apocalypto, I think. And I don't even know what's in that because I've not seen it. Look, sprue glue and how you use it.
You slosh it on. I hate that I cannot remove my own post. Yes. We all have that feeling. At times. Oh god. Apologies.
That's why I just edited it and put something else in it. I'm very easygoing in that respect.
Yeah, this seems to have been a relatively new project.
Is it though? I just don't think we've been here. Or at least I've not been here with you.
That's a possibility, yes.
So, look, he's got his little Ashigaru things. I've also got my Ashigaru.
I'm
and
still
my samurai.
trying to remember where I've seen that thing before.
Right. Oh. It has a touch of the Conan about it, though. But who could say? I mean, he probably could if we could ask him, but
there's no way we could ask him.
No way. No way we can possibly ask him.
It has a lot of the Rings vibe to it, yes, Zork, you're correct on that. Also, I was thinking heavy metal, but...
As in boob lady heavy metal?
Yes.
As in cat piss in the face? Boob lady heavy metal?
As in Tana.
Just saying. You get there by sniffing cat piss. And if you've not seen that episode of South Park, you need to go and see that episode of South Park.
I'm not sure I want that.
Oh, no, you do. It's the most amazing thing you'll ever see.
You say that now, and later on I'll be crying in my sleep.
No. When have I ever sent you off to watch something that made you cry in your sleep?
Suburban Sasquatch.
It's an amazing film. That's Dave Wascavich's Magnificent Octopus. That's what that is. Sasquatch had a massive dog.
It's perfect. Yes, so you're right. It's perfect. I think I'll just have myself now floating across the floor. Maybe have something to drink again to rehydrate, and I hope everybody at home stayed hydrated.
I am, and I've got several more cans to hydrate myself with.
And none of them is Tonka.
No, they've all been drunk.
Oh, shame.
I need to get more, but unfortunately I've cleared out my off license.
Yes. Well,
I need to get a cheaper drink.
it has been a pleasure to having you back, Jerry. We missed you
Yes.
dearly. I missed you dearly. Though, that being said, I actually made progress in painting miniatures, so...
Like that, is it? I was making plenty of progress painting miniatures. Forcing on them for fucking me. Guts. Everyone's guts.
Indeed, that is. Yes, everybody in the chat, thank you for being here. Everybody on YouTube, thank you for watching later. I doubt anybody is listening to this to the very end, so
Nope.
we'll see you again.
They
I
all
hope-
have fucked off a long time ago once they realised there was no football.
Potentially. So I hope to see you a lot next week and to see a lot of interesting things coming Weekender and XLBS. And
Yes, will be if I get it done. Have I
Yeah.
mentioned it's hot? Jesus.
Jeebus it is. Tatty
Tatty
bye!
bye.